we are going to discuss the operating system concepts. Our topic is basic process termination. In each child processes but displays its process ID immediately and it exists. We are from B section. Our group members are
Everyone, I'm Swati from IS department. Now I'm going to give an introduction on basic process termination. In a computer system, processes are fundamental units of execution. Each process is assigned a process ID, which is the identifier that the operating system uses to manage and track the process during its life cycle. A process typically goes through several steps. It is created, executed, and eventually terminated when it has a completed in task or is no longer needed. Pause mark. Now I'm going to explain our Linux code. Hash includes studio.h. It includes the standard input and output library, provides functions like printf to display messages to the console. Next, hash include unistandard.h. It includes the POSIX API for system calls. It's needed for because it provides the fork function which is used to create a process. Next, hash include sys types.h. It includes definitions of data types like PIDT. Ensures proper type definitions for process IDs is used in a fork. Hash includes standard library.h. It includes a standard library functions, provides additional functions like exit if you need to end the program. Int main defines the starting point of the program. Every C program starts the execution from the main function, while while of one creates an infinite loop, ensures the program keeps running and repeatedly executes the code inside. PID is equal to fork, calls the fork function to create a new process. The original process and the newly created process both continue continued execution.
Hello everyone, I'm Shilpa from the ISA department. Today I'm going to explain the further code explanation. If PID is greater than 0, this
If
checks
PID
whether
is
the
greater
fork
than
system
0,
call
this
has
checks
failed.
whether the
If
fork
fork
system
is
call has failed.
index.
If
Hello everyone, I'm Shilpa from the ISA department. Today I'm going to explain the further code explanation. If PID is greater than 0, this checks whether the fork system call has failed. If
the
fork
fork
fails,
system
it
call has
returns
failed.
minus 1,
If fork
which means the
fails, it
program
returns
could don't
minus 1,
create a
which
new
means the
process.
program don't
Period fork
create a
failed.
new process.
This helps to
Period
identify
fork
why
failed.
the fork was
Help to
failed.
identify why
Exam
the
program with an
exit
exit
1. This
1 which
terminates the
generally
program with
indicates
an
an
exit
error.
1,
Else
which
if
generally
PID
indicates
is
an error.
equal to
Else,
0,
if
if fork
PID is
returns
equal
0,
to
it means
0,
we are
if
inside
fork
the
returns
newly
0,
created
it
child
means we
process.
are inside the
Printf
newly created
child
child process.
process PID
Printf child
percentage D
process PID percentage D
printf child process PID percentage D slash n get PID. It means inside the child process this print the process ID PID of the child process using the get PID. Exit 0. The child process terminates
exit
successfully
0.
with
The
an
child process
exit
terminates
status of 0.
successfully with an exit
Return 0.
status of
It
0.
means at the end of the
Return
program,
0.
the
It
parent
means
process
at the end
terminates
of the
successfully
program, the
with an
parent process
exit
terminates
status of 0.
successfully
This
with an
indicates the
exit
program
status of
run
0.
without
This
any errors.
indicates the
Next
program
further
run without
topic
an
will be
errors.
continued by
Next
working
further
with
topic
code.
will be continued.
Hello all. Today I'll be explaining the code explanation of Windows. Here, starting hash include windows.h, it means that it includes the Windows API header and that provides the functions like create process and get last error and others for creating and managing the processes. Hash includes studio.h, it means it includes the standard library functions like printf and scanf. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ stop ಮಾಡು. Like create process and get last error and others for creating and managing the processes. Hash includes studio.h. It means it includes the standard library functions like printf and model. Next, integer main, it tells one ನಿಮಿಷ. Integer main, it tells that the entry point for the program. While loop. While loop of 1, it says that it is an infinite loop like in the Linux code which will continue until it manually terminated. Stop. SI. It means it declares a variable SI of type startup info. This structure is used to specify the information about how the new process should start, such as input or output redirection. Next, process information PI. It declares a variable PI of type, and the process information states that this is a structure that is used to store the information about the newly created process, including the process ID. Stop. Then, percent of SI and size of SI says that it initializes the SI where it is a structure to 0. This is necessary to clear out any leftover values that may have been in the structure. SI of CB, which will be equal to size of SI, it sets that the CB field of the SI structure to the size of the structure itself. This is required to create the processes. And the zero memory ampersand of PI and size of PI states that it initializes the PI structure to 0 as well as to ensure all the values are cleared before being executed. And further topic will be explained by my teammate.
Good morning everyone. I am Ramya Prabhu. So I am here to explain code from if statement. So if create process null, comma child process dot exe null null false 0 null and si ampersand pi. So create process is a Windows API function that creates a new process. Then parameters null indicates that the application name is provided in the second parameter. Child program exe specifies the executable to run as the child process. Null null indicate default security attributes for the process and thread. False specifies that the child process does not inherit handles from the parent. And ampersand si processor to pointer to a startup info structure that defines how the new process will appear. Process information structure that receives information about the new process. Then printf statement. Printf create process failed percentage 1d slash n get last error return 1 prints an error message using the error code return by get last error. Return 1 terminates the program indicating failure. Then print pi.h process close handle pi.h thread. This, this process closes the handles to the child process and its primary thread that were created by create process. Because every handle opened in Windows consumes system resources, because consumes system resources. Create process creates handles for the new process and its main thread. These need to be explicitly closed when no longer needed to prevent resource leaks. Purpose of this section: execution management loop behavior. This behavior can result in rapidly creating and terminating multiple child processes, which could overwhelm the system if not handled carefully.
Now the output will be shown as here the child process ID is running continuously and executing irrespective of the parent process ID. This will be displayed in case of Windows.